Hello. Hey, we're actually on, and it's actually about time. So,
It's pretty close to
hey guys, how you doing? It's Wednesday again. We are back. Just warning you in advance, I will not be here next week. Rob is going to take over the whole show, and our special guest, special guest, is going to be Robert Schofield of the Duke of Schofields of Circleville, Ohio. And he will explain some things about his card collecting and his pricing maybe, and why he likes doing this. So, well, I will have Rob joining me in a moment. He's getting maybe a couple other items that we may have. What is this? Oh, is this the Pokemon? Oh, hey, looky who came into business. Yeah. So, anyways, we are. Rob is trying to get his computer up so he can try to answer questions if we have questions. So, hey, we got like 8 people watching. Hey, we do appreciate all you people watching.
Absolutely.
Mike Hogan, Howard. Hey, Howard, how you doing? Hey, we haven't seen you in a while. I know every time you come down, we have supplies for you, but unfortunately we haven't. So, if you get a chance, we did just get some top loads in today. Not much though. So, but we would love to see you in the shop, and we are, like I said, I am gone next week. The shop may or may not be open. What do you think?
I'm pretty sure the shop will be open.
Okay, well then it's going to be open tomorrow next week.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. So, all right. Let me see. How?
Bill, it's in good hands. I'm gonna let Rob handle.
Oh, okay, yeah. The shop is in good hands. Hey,
Uh-huh.
Vince. Hey, thanks for joining. Hey, we're glad you're here. Thanks for sharing. We appreciate any time you share our videos. It gives us something to, it gives us new viewers to talk to and stuff like that. And we love to answer questions. Joe Jackson, hey, thanks for joining us. Clay, hey, thanks for joining us. All right. Let me see. Rob, what did we do Saturday?
Saturday, I spent a few $1,000s.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
I spent the grand total of $1.
I know. Actually, you did not. That was my dollar.
No,
Yeah.
crap! I owe him $1.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll have to pay him
That was
later.
my dollar.
You have to believe me. I am good for the $1.
Yeah.
Anyways, we had jaundered over to the Xenia show, which now that it is not at the Nutter Center, is actually about. I mean, it's only about 20 minutes longer of a drive, but it literally is easier to get for us because we don't have to drive up north, and it's basically off of 35. So we probably will attend that, if not regularly, every once in a while, just to pick up product and purchase stuff. Rob was able to reacquire some more retail wax. We was able to get some top loads in and some poly sleeves. I unfortunately, I'm still under the mindset that I want to go in and I look at a box or two or three boxes, and I pick out a box that I think I like and I make an offer on it. Now, your collectors that you've had out there for years, we're fine with that. They're like, hey, we like to move stuff. This new breed, I'm going to say new breed. This is the people that are, buying Walmart boxes and opening them and all this. They're selling their big stuff online or putting really high prices on shows and not getting it. And then they think that their common boxes or dollar boxes are gold because they're like, oh, there's 2,000 cards in there. I'd be $1,800. And I'm like, you are out of your mind. No, that's not. Yeah, I'm not. There wasn't one particular dealer that I talked to. I talked to several down there, and nobody really wanted to move bulk. And the good for the good or bad, if he has a 2,000 card box, he's probably going to sell about 100 cards out of it that were underpriced for $100, and then the rest of the box he's going to settle on. Eventually, he's going to have to lower them to 50 cents, sell some then, and eventually he's going to have to lower them to a quarter. When I would have paid probably $600 or $700 cash that day. So he would have, over the long haul, he would have got better money by selling to me. Anyways, that's just the way that I do it. So, hey, we actually have comments. Okay, Howard commented, we've been waiting to stop in. Maybe we'll see you guys this weekend. All right. Hey, Donnie Climbers here, and so are you going to start sending cards into PPL or for
yeah,
people?
like grading.
We are not. I'll tell you, we actually we've actually talked. I've actually talked to Ryan Johnson at Card Collector 2 in Grove City, and and we want you as customers, but he already, granted, we were late to the game, just because because we don't send much in to get graded, and he actually has a system already. He already has like 10 people already grading, like going through stuff, and you submit it to them, they go through it, what they think it will grade, and then they'll submit it to you to the wholesaler or to PSA. So we actually send all those people that want to get stuff graded to Ryan. He will take your money up front. If they send it in, you will pay up front. Now, if you submit to PSA yourself, you don't pay until the cards are graded. So that's honestly the only drawback to the system, because if you're sending in, a 150 card lot for the year thing, you're not going to have that money for a year. So, but if you send it yourself, you don't have to pay for it until it's graded. So that's the one drawback. But I have actually had cards graded by Ryan sent in for me, and I did well. I had 7 cards and a few 10s, a couple 9s. It was just part of the system. The quicker you want it back, the more you're going to pay anyway. So. Mm-hmm. Okay. What else? Oh, is yours popping up the chat?
Oh yeah.
What did Jeff say?
Yeah. He just thinks he rejects too many items.
I think, okay, I would say to that, I wouldn't say rejecting is how do I say that? I don't think he's rejecting as much of stuff as some people have I don't know how I want to say that. People think it's better than it is. And most people, when they look at cards, they look at it their naked eye. They're not looking under a microscope. They're not looking for print lines and off center. They're like, hey, I got this card. It's a 10. It came out of a pack. He's going to be honest with you and tell you what they think it will grade. Now, you can still send it, but he will tell you if he thinks it's going to come back as 7, that's the option you have, And it's once he submits it, it's not on him. His grade doesn't matter. He doesn't send it in and they say, hey, this is a possible 7. It goes into the system. So they grade it independently. They have no idea what he thinks it's going to be. But if it comes back, if you think it's going to come back at 10, he says a 7, it comes back at 8, well, he was wrong, but you still didn't get a 10. And you're going to yell at him because, man, that card was in mint shape. Mm-hmm. So they will, point out that there are flaws in a card. So almost any card, that's why you don't have pristines. That's why Beckett, very rarely do you have pristine. You very rarely have pristine cards. So
yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of card shows. Yeah, there's a card show this Saturday at Southway American Legion.
Is there any chance we can wait till I get back?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry guys, I will not be there.
6 months out at least. So it's this Saturday, 10 to 3, packed with dealers again, waiting list again. So it's going to be full for sure. It keeps being, well attended, definitely since COVID, especially. And so yeah, I'd expect a pretty big crowd. Of course, wear your mask.
Almost too much of a crowd. I mean, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah. Like Columbus sports.
The Columbus, when we went to the Franklin County show, no, I got there early. I got there at like 8:30 or about 8 o'clock. It wasn't too bad to walk through the aisles, but 10 o'clock, when it was the time it really started, you could not walk through the middle aisle. And if you are, now nobody's the size of me, and you guys should be thankful, but for me to get through the aisles was uncomfortable. In fact, people were jumping behind me because they know I was moving people, and they were following me through. So, there's a lot of people in the hobby that are jumping in. And it's not all these big investors. There are investors. There are definitely investors that are causing chaos on the high end. But there's also that guy that collected when he was 18. And like, we had a customer come in the other day. I was like, hey, man, I ain't seen you in like 20 years. You used to buy off me at Pickaway County Flea Market 20 years ago. He's like, yeah, I got 2 kids. We want to get back into cards. Hey, what do you got? Now, it is a new thing for them seeing what the new prices are and what cards are actually worth now. So, I'm glad that it is bringing in not just your major big collectors, but it's just bringing your casual collectors back in too. So, So your show's this Saturday then?
Yeah, show's this Saturday, the 20th. Expect a decent crowd anyway. I actually boosted a post on Instagram, which I haven't tried before. So, we should see a good turnout there, and
Probably not much in supplies.
Yeah, probably not much in supplies. Like, I'll probably walk in and have a few top loads and be doing limit 5. But, yeah, and a few sleeves, limit 5. But, no, there's not going to be much in supplies unless somebody else has them, which sometimes Phil Badger does have them.
Yeah.
But, that's the thing. I mean, these dealers are, like, some of the better dealers from around the area for sure. And, there's
Rob custom picks the people to be in that show.
Yeah. I mean, it's worked out well that the people have stuck with it and, are doing
they
well.
are. From what we've talked to, and me and Rob, Rob talks to every person that does his show, and I know most of them personally. When we talk to them, we do ask, hey, how was the show for you? How was this? How was that? Everybody's very open that they're doing well.
Yeah, for the most part.
That there's very few people that aren't doing really beyond expectations at shows.
Yes.
Now, did they have it priced low and somebody wanted to get in, or did they have it priced right and just somebody thought the market was going to increase?
Yeah. Yeah, so we do have a couple topics we want to get in today.
I got a couple more comments, and then
Sure.
we'll get right to our topics. All right. Jeff said, Leon said, in my opinion, I didn't give him 10s, and I knew that, but I wouldn't send in 8s and 7s, but would have improved my value. I agree. I mean, as if you send stuff in, basically, if you're sending it yourself, people have always came to me and said, "Oh man, if I send this Jordan rookie in, they're going to switch it out for another one." No, PSA, I guarantee you, with the money they make, multi-millionaire company, they're not going to steal your Jordan rookie and switch it out for another one. Now, the chain of command that you send your card into, you should definitely have trust in that. So if you know Ryan, I've known Ryan since he was 13 years old. We used to buy off of him. He started in Pokemon. He started setting up a show, or started buying at shows. We've known him for years. I have no reason not to trust him. And I've sent stuff through him. Me and Rob, actually, he is on the heartbeat of the sports card community. He's a very big deal, not just locally, but all over. So if you choose to take his opinion, then value it. If you choose not to take his opinion, don't value it. So that's what I would say. And then Joe John said, could you send me an address for him? I got Jordan, I'm thinking is an 8.5. Actually, you can look it up on
Facebook, Instagram,
sports,
Google,
anything. It's Card Collector 2.
Yeah.
Which is still kind of a weird name. And Ryan might want to punch me in the face, but we're still trying to figure out why it became Card Collector 2. But it's catchy. People know who he is all over the place. And like, I saw this video from the Dallas show, and they were set up. And it wasn't him showing the video. It was other YouTubers. And they're like, hey, it's Card Collector 2. And he's sitting there talking to them and stuff like that. So definitely has, 30, 40,000 Instagram followers. Very big in the market. So anyways, all right, let's get to the topics.
Okay. So you were going to talk about some of the up-and-coming grading companies, I guess.
All right, guys.
HGA and GSA.
Okay. You have your old the old standards of grading is, PSA, of course, because PSA has been around the longest. You have Beckett, that has been around less. They are number 1 and 2 in the hobby right now.
And would you say it's PSA then Beckett?
I would say, okay, my opinion for vintage is PSA definitely.
Okay.
For current, I like the Beckett. I like Beckett more because the grading, and they'll tell you what the subs are. I do prefer that, especially on chrome and stuff like that. I think the chrome actually looks nicer in a PSA grade case than, or a Beckett graded case than PSA. That's just my personal opinion. Now, then you got SGC that's right underneath them, and they've kind of come. They had a quick spell where they were the talk of the town because they were making their numbers. They were getting it back in time. And then they fell off because they got slammed. So now you have multiple companies going for the same market. So you got this market, and it's a hole. It's a big hole. Okay, PSA got 40% of it. Beckett, about 35 to 40%. So there's like about 25% of the market that people are looking to send something, get it graded, and that company has enough pride behind it, not pride maybe, that's not the word, enough market status to get a percentage of the PSA grade or the Beckett grade. And so HGA is a new company. They just started grading within like the last couple months. They only do like less than 3,000 cards a week. They know what their limits are. They literally will only allow you to submit that many cards. And that's through anybody. So the most that I know of anybody that was submitted was 10 cards. But they're getting them back on their time. If they tell you 10 business days, you have it back in 10 business days. They do a 10, a 30, and a 60. They actually are also using they're using completely grading your card by visual sight, not human sight, but they're using a computer. They're having the card analyzed for centering and stuff like that. Surface, I think that they still have a person working for them that looks at that. And then once they get a grade, they do have somebody go ahead and reassure one of their graders to approve that grade before they actually submit it. Now, their company is priced about the same as Beckett. They are giving a lot better times in return if you can get in their system to ship it off to have them grade it in the first place. Now, they do offer a new technology that the other companies never offered. They will let you do the graded header. It's a header to your card. They will allow you to do it in a team collar, or it can do in the collar of the particular insert. Like if it's a red insert, it'll be a red header. You can do that. You can choose that. If it's a purple header, or purple card, you can make a purple header. That is a new thing in technology, or a new thing they're striving for. Now, I do like that. It does make the card show off a lot. The only drawback I have is, say you particularly collect, like, I've seen they've graded a lot of Louis Robert. Okay. Now, if you collect him and you want everything in the team collar, and then you see the card you want, but it's a red version and they did it in a red. Now, if you buy that card, which their card values are keeping really pace with Beckett, like within 20% of Beckett, high prices, you're probably going to have that card resubmitted to get it in the header that you need it for your personal collection. Now, if you're just buying it to resell, it doesn't matter. And their population is, and I've actually went through and looked through sold auctions on eBay, tried to figure out prices and stuff like that. People are starting their cards out at higher than what the market is. And some people are buying them, figuring out what a PSA 10 is to a Beckett. They're actually getting close to that money. Now, do I think that will continue? No, I do not. And but I've not actually seen an HGA card yet, the case, but I've saw lots of videos on them. They're really nice, crystal clear, about the same, a little bit heavier than the Beckett ones by like 1/10 of a gram or a gram or something like that. So it's just an alternative company to go to. Now, you also have CSG, and they their actual note of fame is they already do comic books. They do comic books. They do coins. They do stamps. They do grading in all these other genres already. They've already had that in the thing. They've actually started doing sports cards within like the last 3 months or so. Now, I actually have Mike Aldrich, who is starting a shop up in Powell, Ohio. And we'll give you some more information. He's opening up May 3rd. I know particularly he actually sent a core sample to get them grade, to send them, because he sends a lot through Beckett already. And he was wanting to see what he thinks they'll grade compared to what the Beckett grade would be. Then he may offer that service for grading for customers, but he wants to make sure it's a system that's working first before he, submits it to, even offers it to customers. So that's definitely, I have not heard a lot about that company yet, the CSG, but I have saw them on eBay. I think the headers are a little bit too big compared to what the size of the card is, but that's just my personal opinion. So. But yeah, if you choose to grade stuff, remember the card is out of your hands. It could get lost in the mail unless you send it with a lot of insurance. It could get lost on its way back to you. It could be replaced by another card through this time. So if you trust in grading, you trust in grading. If you do not, you could take it locally. The last time there was a Midwest Sports Extravaganza, we actually set up. Their PSA was there grading stuff on the site. Now, if that's the only way you trust it, that is so few and far between that you're probably never going to get your card graded. So that'd be my opinion. If there's anything I can help you with or any more questions, please feel free to let me know.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to get into the other topic, is part of the COVID relief bill.
Relief.
Part of that was a increase or an actual lowering of the amount that you needed to make to be considered taxable as a small business and be 1099 or whatever. And that amount was drastically lowered. So we want to get into that and talk about maybe just hypothetically some ways it could affect the hobby, maybe good or bad.
Yeah.
Some are just neither. Depends on what side of the counter you're on, I guess.
Yeah.
And then also just wanted to mention, though, trade night is coming up. And our next trade night here in the shop will be the day before Easter, which I believe is April 3rd, actually. So Saturday, April 3rd. And we'll also probably kick off.
Are you dressing like a bunny for that chance for that one?
I am not. But I do have green on today a little bit.
Oh, good. I've pinched him already and didn't even know it.
Yes, yeah. But anyway, we probably will do gift bags. Like the first few people that come in, we'll actually kick off our NBA Player of the Day promotion with that trade night. So that's coming up. So this new bill that got introduced and that everybody's getting interested in is it took the amount that you needed to be to make in a year from $20,000, which I got to be honest, $20,000 was up there, and I know that there was quite a few times like Bill decided to kind of dial it in just to not worry about hitting that 20,000.
In fact, last year, I normally run between 15 and 18,000. I did not have to claim taxes on it, and because of by May, because we were closed down, I was selling online. I was already almost 20 by May, so I either had two choices: either I run like heck and make what I can make, or or stop completely. And we just ran with it. So, and I don't regret that. We will, now I have had to keep receipts from collections I've bought. I spent a lot of money buying stuff to turn around and resell on eBay. So, but that's just the way business is. So,
yeah. So it was easy. Even some middle-sized businesses could pretty easily with PayPal Friends, And,
That'll be the next thing that they crack down on.
Oh, for sure. That's one of the things I mentioned,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And so, they're going to crack down on that for sure. But, with that, I mean, there was even a couple years ago, I probably didn't hit the 20,000 in PayPal just because I'd have so many transactions that were friends and family or, whatever. But, I'd do credit cards a lot or cash or whatever. So, but anyway, so now almost anybody that is in this market right now, $600 is almost nothing. I mean, I hate to sound
That's
like
not
that.
even a hobby box and a lot of stuff.
That's now an average hobby box, just about, in the basketball football side, and so that's basically nothing. So many people that are out there, doing things, trying to flip things, even or whatever.
Yeah.
Anytime they're going to accept PayPal, which we talked about, the only way around that would be friends and family, which they're probably going to crack down on, is they're going to pay taxes. So let's talk about what this could do. The fact that the $600 threshold, now that actually takes effect next year.
Yeah, it actually.
Yeah.
I was misquoted. I actually thought it started retroactive to 2020, but it does not. It starts in 2022.
Okay. So
you still have a year or 9 months to do this without. I mean, you still can't. If you stay under 20,000 this year, you're still not going to get 1099.
Yeah.
But over 20,000 you are. Now starting the following year, it's going to be $600.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty crazy, but I have a few ideas, I guess, about what are some of the things it could do, and you guys can disagree with me, because I had one person write me, and they were kind of like, "Oh, this will make things affordable again." I had another guy write me, and he was like, "Oh, this is the worst thing ever." In his opinion, I read a couple of different articles, and so here's some of my thoughts. It could possibly make things more expensive. Mm-hmm. And so the way that it could make things more expensive, to explain this to you, just keeping it very simple, is those people are going to pay taxes. So now, instead of them being okay that they bought something for $40 and then are selling it for $55 or whatever, now they're going to say, "I need $60," because they're going to have to pay taxes on it, or $70 even.
Or if you for example go to, say you sell something on eBay for $100. Okay, eBay's going to get 13%.
Yeah.
Now, if I have to claim that on my taxes, that's about 15%. That's what federal taxes on it. So now I got to figure that into my cost. So now I'm going to have to have bought that card for less than $60, or I'm making nothing.
Yeah.
So now, what does that do? Does that force me to put it at a higher price to the customer? I mean, I normally start my buy it nows at a higher price than what I'm willing to take. Mm-hmm. But there's a slim margin there, and it's getting slimmer for the small to medium-sized dealer.
Okay. So there's that side of it. There's also this for sure, and I think we all need to be thinking about what is this going to do for our local card shows. Is it's going to encourage face-to-face cash deals? So I think the market is going to shrink on us a little bit. You're not going to be able as easily to sell to the guy in California. If you live in Ohio, you're going to want to meet up on Facebook Marketplace, or you're going to want to spot at your local card show to be able to sell. And you're going to hope that you can do it cash, under the table, and that is going to be obviously easiest face-to-face.
They actually have to do it under the table?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Is it one of those things like the dealer throws it under the table and they grab it out from under the table?
Drop it in a box and
I've seen that actually happen at shows. It's amazing.
So I mean, I'm thinking that makes shows booming. It makes spots at shows more expensive.
Yes, for sure.
More shows pop up, just to kind of keep this kind of idea of it under the table thing. Absolutely, Bill and I both jumped on this one really quickly. PayPal friends and family. There's going to be way stricter regulations. I know none of the business accounts you can't really take friends and family anyway, and it's going to they're going to get stricter on that.
Now, if you're a major breaker and you're already doing it through their process and all that, if you're doing, what's the company that you follow out of Tennessee?
Oh gosh, Grand Slam.
Grand Slam, okay.
Yeah.
They did $7 million in breaks 1 year or whatever?
Yeah, I think they were projecting they do $7 million
projecting
in 2020.
$7 million. Okay. Yeah. They're not trying to hide that. They're not trying to put it in PayPal or hey, friends and family that money. No. They're getting it direct. They're paying their percent because they got to claim on their taxes. The person that hurts is the guy that busts 1 to 2 boxes a week.
Yeah.
Makes $500, buys the box for $400, breaks it for $500, Now, he can write that off. He can write off the box that he bought, but then he still has to claim that $100 as he made, and then he has to claim that for taxes at the end of the year. There's no way to explain that away.
Yeah.
So you're definitely going to find, I would say, if you're honest with the government, you're going to have a lot less smaller breakers that can make enough to make it worth their while.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're honest with the government, you're going to pay them. I mean,
$11,000.
$11,000, hypothetically.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are. If you're honest with the government, you're going to pay them. So here's one thing that may possibly happen. This is what one guy focused on. Mike Hogan, who sent me one of the articles. He kind of focused in on this part, and he's like, well, you know, if a flipper doesn't feel like there's room to go buy it, they're not wanting to mess with it, hurting them tax-wise. They have normal jobs. They just want to go to Walmart, grab something, and flip it on Facebook Marketplace, PayPal, or Venmo or whatever. If they're afraid that's going to get taxed, they might just leave that product there and not even mess with it, messing with their taxes, not worry about raising prices and stuff. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But what happens, here's some of the bad side to that. So there starts being retail on the shelf. Or retail begins to come down. So a box of optic blaster, instead of approaching 100, which is where it is now for an optic football blaster, $100, is say $35. Well, if it's $35 and a guy walks in, if that's what I can sell it for, if that's the market price on that, a guy walks into a store and pays $22 for it, he's not going to sell it to me for $25.
Yeah.
We've literally just cut out a middleman and the ability for me to regularly get retail.
Yeah.
So if I cannot regularly get retail and make 10, 15, 20%, make $10 a box, $15 a box, then I'm going to be focused more on how much can I get out of my hobby.
Yeah. And
it's not going to help me get more hobby.
For sure.
So I can see a bad side to this. Sure, as an individual customer, I see it. Like if you're just a guy that wants to break cards, you might, in a year from now, be seeing that where you walk in Walmart and you're able to buy next year's optic football occasionally.
But they have put limits on them too.
They have put limits.
It sounds like the Myers, you're only limited to 2 per person whenever you go there on Fridays at 3, I think I've heard. Yeah. And then Target limited you to 3 per. And they actually did that as a hard SKU through their system. So you cannot go to the register with more than 3 and pay for them at one time. So that is helping more people get the product. You know, but that doesn't mean it's not other flippers that are getting it. But at least it's not all one guy going in and clearing the whole counter full of stuff. And, you know, which basically is putting that guy unemployed. So all you people that have to go to Walmart and that's your job, unfortunately, you're going to probably have to get a stimulus check or get stimulus unemployment because the stores are kind of helping put you out of business. Yeah,
and I guess, you know, again, just going back to, okay, so there's no middleman, there's nobody flipping me stuff, there's no room for me to make money. And boxes are, you know, again, $25, $30 for like a retail box. That's not even worth me messing with.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I didn't do it for years because I wasn't going to pay $14, $15 and sell it for $20, $25. There was no way I was going to do that. So now what do you got is my $600 boxes.
Yep.
That's actually bad for me and bad for you as a customer.
And Tops has already called back a lot of their fat pack products for next year.
They did. Now, I did hear that as they called those back, they increased the allocation on other stuff. Like, you'll get a few more blasters
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But gone is going to be that day where you go in and buy the $5 pack from Walmart or the $10 pack. Eventually, it's going to be $20 or more.
Yes.
But $20 today is not $20 as me and Rob would have done 30 years ago trying to buy packs and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, your daughter's watching. Hey, I finally am able to...
Hey, I'm wearing green.
I'm finally able to be in a broadcast with the president of sports.
Yeah, hey, Allie, are you watching actually right now? I found it, and I have it on.
He is the president of sports.
I am the president of sports.
Self-declared by his daughter and her boyfriend.
Yes. So I actually found it in my bag, and I'm wearing the president of sports. I was going to tell you to watch today so you could see that, but it's weird she said hi to you. So, yeah.
And hello.
Yeah. That's weird. Okay. But yeah, so it's...
You got any other comments?
No, not really. I mean,
okay.
It's just... I see the hobby just constantly... Things happening. This bill.
The government has every right to do that. You are free enterprising.
Yeah.
Now, does it seem fair? No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of other hobbies, like for say your local drug dealer. They're not taxing him, but they are if he's selling marijuana. No, anyways.
Yeah.
But you can't. All it is just going to cost more money in the hobby for the next guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, this next year, now that I know what my taxes are going to kind of be, I'm probably not taking as many discounts on my buy it now price because I know that about 15% I got to pay to the federal government. So you got to make sure it's still worth buying and selling. And yes, that will affect the flippers. The flipper's still probably going to buy your deal, but they're gonna be like, man, I just can't get to that number. And I find that more and more. That's the terminology we hear at card shows all the time. And I think the first person I ever heard it was Thomas Fisher with Gemini Sports. He's like, I just can't get to your number. And I'm like, what number are you talking about? But, and meaning that he can't pay what you need for it, but, are you wrong to ask it? No. Is he wrong to say he can't pay it? No. And every deal has to have a recipient that's willing to take the money and a receiver that's willing to pay the money. Yeah. So that's basically cards in a whole shell, in a nutshell. So
yeah, and just to explain,
hey JC,
JC's watching.
Yep.
Hey buddy. It's just to explain the president of sports thing and why they think it's hilarious. They basically just think they gave me this badge as a Christmas gift. I think he actually gave it to her to mock me. It has my name on it, and they just think it's hilarious that I make money selling baseball cards.
Yep.
Like they're like, get a real job kind of thing.
Hey, before we end, you want to show off some of our products that we have here?
Oh sure.
And maybe some prices?
Yeah, sure.
What is that?
So we got Shining Fates, Pokemon.
That is the Pokemon
Pikachu.
Pikachu gift set.
Yes.
And we do have $30 on it. It has 4 packs involved with it. We also have the Shiny Fates 3-pack box, and we have 25 on it. It has there's 4 different characters that you can get the promo card. And it also has a pin. So if you collect pins, definitely definitely a different collectible with it. We also have in Donruss Baseball. Now, believe this or not, Donruss Baseball is $165.
And that's actually a fair price.
And that's a very fair price. Because Blowout was $189.95 as of yesterday.
Yeah, and if you would have told me, or last week, I would have not guessed that it would have been $200 a box by the end of this week. But I can't.
But basketball,
market, apparently.
Basketball came out at over $1,000 a box.
Yeah.
So Donruss Baseball will definitely, I think it will keep its value. You get 3 autographs or memorabilia per box, and it has all the top prospects. We also have Optic Magazine.
Yeah, we have actually quite a decent selection of Optic, just the different levels. And Optic's hard to come by.
What, blasters and hangers?
Something we don't normally carry is autographed baseballs. We have a little autographed baseball, chase thing where you just don't know what you're getting, mystery.
Yep.
I was just highlighting, still have Mosaic basketball, which hardly anybody probably has that. And then here's a Prism baseball we haven't had in for a while.
Yep.
And it's a pretty hot product, so...
all right, guys.
Yeah, looking forward to talking to everybody next week. Hope everybody can make the show, or as many of you as possible.
I may watch and just so I can heckle Bobby.
Yeah, and Bobby's going to be here. And
Bobby will be here. Normally during our videos, Bobby leaves and goes smoke somewhere. He goes out and smokes a cigarette while we're doing it, and then all of a sudden customers come in.
He's got double the knowledge of us because he's twice as old.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Hi guys, I'm actually here right now. I just want to
he's
stay out of their way.
Yeah, but he's going to take over this space.
Yeah,
he will not be able to fill this space adequately. So
we're probably going. 2 of me to fill.
There's going to need 2 of them or 3. So, anyways, but all right, guys. Hey, we are. I will be gone next week. I'll be in Pensacola and I'll be in Biloxi. So I will be trying to do some buying at flea markets and I probably do some gambling, spend some time with some friends. Then when we get back, then we have to really get down and start talking about the move to the new location. which will be happening in May, June, July. So, but all right. Well, hey guys,
great day.
Thanks for joining us. We will.
Be safe, everybody.
We'll be back next week, Wednesday at 3:30. I got somebody calling me that was just on the live. Don't answer it, Bobby. I got it here. Yeah. So, yeah. So, I will not see you guys next week. Rob and Bobby will, and we will talk to you next week. And thanks for joining us. For me, for Rob, for Bobby. Thanks, guys. Next week.
You just collected cars, Vanner, did hold on to it.
Yeah, I think it's funny that